Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
Today is an exciting day.
It darn sure is.
Because for the first time, we are recording at Steve's Brew Shop.
Indeed.
In Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Fayetteville, Arkansas. I opened it Saturday morning at 9 a.m., November the 26th, 2016, Founding Day.
Cheers to that.
Thank you very much. It's been quite a haul. It's been quite a journey, as one would say.
Well, we just shot the video showing how to make our inaugural collaborative kit, the Basic Brewing / Steve's Brew Shop 15-minute Pale Ale.
That's right. And through the magic of video, we're drinking the same thing. How does that happen?
I don't know. It's magic. So these will be, we're working on, or you're working on, I'm not doing anything, but you're working on getting these things online so that people can order them on your website, which
Absolutely.
is stevesbrewshop.com.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch over there on the shelf.
Yep.
That if you're in the neighborhood, you can come by and pick some up. But the purpose of today, what we're going to do on this episode is that, we've been tweeting and posting on Facebook about the progress of you putting the shop together, and people have resoundingly said, let's see the shop.
Yeah.
And people have said, is there going to be a Basic Brewing video episode with a tour of the shop? So we said, yeah.
This is it.
So why don't we go to the front door and start at the front and then move to the back and show off your awesome new shop.
Sounds good. Well, hey, come on in. So today we're going to take a look at my new brew store. This is Steve's Brew Shop. I want to give you a tour. I've had a lot of folks send me Twitter messages, email messages, phone messages, Facebook messages. What does the store look like? So let's find out, shall we? This is the front end. I call this the boutique. So I've got several rooms of retail space here, but in the front, it's mostly going to be prepackaged, kind of not gadgets. So on this side of the room, it's all about wine and cheese and eventually mead and barbecue, those kinds of things. I don't have anywhere close to the stock in yet that I will have. We've only been open a couple of days. But as you can see, I've got wine kits, and actually quite a nice selection of wine kits. We've got our Basic Brewing Introduction to Wine Kit video, which is very handy. And some cheese making equipment and other things. So this side, mostly wine, mostly cheese, mostly mead, mostly cider. This side is where I'll have all the pre-made beer kits. And at the moment, I'm carrying these Brewer's Best kits, which are really nice. They really do a good job. I've got some legacy kits left over from the old home brewery. These are great kits, but when we sell through them, they'll be gone forever. But we'll replace those with Steve's Brew Shop kits. And this happens to be a collaborative kit with James Spencer with the Basic Brewing. Well, I'm part of Basic Brewing too. It's kind of weird. There's no way to say that. James and I are collaborating on some recipes. This is the first one that we've been able to get into a package and make into a kit. This is his 15-minute Pale Ale kit. It's a great kit. That's what I'm drinking right now. And we'll have these, and we'll have about 5 or 6 more kits available very soon, so stay tuned for that. Other gadgets and bright, shiny things around here, carboys. I'll have a complete line of whatever you need to brew, unless you're trying to open up a 20-barrel system. Well, that's out of my league. But if you're a normal, run-of-the-mill hobbyist, this is the place. Here, I'm very proud of these. I've got new refrigeration. This is my hop fridge. All the hops that you'd ever want. I have more in the back in bulk, but this is for hops. I carry the beer yeast in here and wine yeast in here. This is the cash wrap. I'm very proud of the cash wrap. My wife designed it, had it built by a cabinet maker here in Northwest Arkansas, and it's terrific. By the way, we use Shopify for our point-of-sale system and our e-commerce system. It's very easy to use, and I should have the e-commerce store up and running in about 2 weeks, maybe a little sooner, but as fast as I can make it happen, I will. Let's go back on further and explore the store. So as you walk back through here, I've got a nice restroom. I've got a nice hallway with nothing in it. This is the office. Not much going on in here except this is where the e-commerce will be done. phones, all that kind of office-y stuff. That's what's in there. Back here, though, is more important.
What's in here?
Oh, I forgot about this. Right now, it's just a closet. This used to be a restroom, but I took out all the fixtures and put a nice floor down. I'm storing fermentation buckets at the moment, but this is where I will have a cold room, or I should say a fermentation room, so that when we do classes for beer or wine, this room will be kept cool to proper fermentation temperatures separate from the rest of the store, and we can store everybody's fermenting products in here. And then they can come back and bottle them and take them home. Won't that be fun? Ooh. But that's what that is. And where will we do that, you ask?
Where will we do that?
He asked. We'll do it in here. So it's a little bit of a mess right now. We had a big party here on Saturday. There's the dirty dishes. But I'll have an electric brewing system set up here, and we'll be able to give classes kind of starting in here. Obviously, there's not room for more than 3 or 4 people at a time, but we can do the electric brewing. I don't have to have a big, that's my sign for propane. We don't have to have propane because I have an electric system. And then we can come back here into the main space, and we can do the rest of the classes in here. So this room, on this side of the room, I call this the hardware store. So if it's a gadget, if it's some tubing, if it's a blow-off tube, if it's an auto siphon, if it's a cork, if it's a star sand or a cleaning solution, a bucket, a lid, a cap, a cork, a airlock, those kinds of things will all be in here. On this side, these are mostly consumables. So this is where all the little spices, here's bitter orange peel, here's some Irish moss, all the wine chemicals that you'll need, yeast energizers, all the kind of odd sugars and things that you use to make wine and beer, the dry light malt extracts, dextrose, those kinds of things are over here. Still a work in progress, and there'll be a lot more stock very soon. I've got orders on the way to just really fill this room up. On this side of the room, this is the factory. So this is where all the kits will be made. And any kind of production that has to happen, any kind of manufacturing. And again, we can do classes in here for beer making and wine making and cider making and all that sort of stuff. So that's what all this is. It's packaging. There's a heat sealer. There's a vacuum sealer. And by the way, when you get a kit from Steve's Brew Shop, all of the ingredients will either be sealed up at the factory, meaning if I get, say, a 1 ounce package of hops, it'll be pre-flushed with nitrogen as it would come from Yakima Chief or whomever. If you get it from me, the product will be vacuum sealed, and the freshness is very important to me. That whatever you buy, whatever you get, it's going to be fresh and give you the best flavors that you can get out of your beer. So I'm a big believer in vacuum sealing, and just want to throw that in. Here's the old beer fridge. I'm using it as bulk storage for hops and yeast right now. I hope to have a native beer license pretty soon. In Arkansas, what that means is that I can carry locally produced commercial beers. So not Budweiser, not anything that's sold by InBev or Miller or all those folks, nothing that comes through distributors, but our local breweries that are producing very nice beers. I can fill that fridge up, and you can come here and you can buy a kit, you can buy some stuff, and you can pick up a 6-pack and go home and brew to your heart's desire. That's this room. Now we come back here. So if you're an all-grain brewer, this is where you'll live a lot. This is the grain room. I have a nice selection of grain. Obviously in a shop this size, or maybe not so obviously, but in a shop this size, I can't carry every grain known to man, but I can carry a good portion of them. I have all the grains that the home brewery had, which is the store that predates this one, and a few more, and I have a little bit of room to grow. But I've put all the grain into these very nice commercial grade restaurant ingredient bins so that I don't have, they seal very nicely, they can't become contaminated. One of the things that I'm very proud of, and one of the things that I really strive to do here, is to make sure that even though I don't have to pass a health inspection, in other words, this isn't a restaurant, I don't have to go through those regulations or those rules, and thankfully I don't, thank God. But I try to do everything that would meet that standard, so that it's important to me that the products that are in these bins are fresh and rotated, that when you buy grain here, it's always the freshest that it can be. Therefore, I bought these 2.5 gallon bins for the specialty grains. So for instance, this is melanoidin, roasted barley. Here are the Belgian caramel malts. These are 6.5 gallon bins, which means it'll hold about 25 pounds of grain, hold quite a bit of grain. So I've got Belgian Munich, mild, there's the red and white wheats, US Munich, Vienna, Golden Promise, and British Pale. On that side, on this side, I've got the crystal malts from 20 to 90. I actually got some 120 in just the other day, but I haven't got it on the floor yet. I've got chocolate malt and black patent malt for all you stout makers out there. Victory, Belgian Pilsner, and then I chose as my 4 volume-based grain malts, I chose just regular old American Brewer's Malt 2-row, Maris Otter, Belgian Pale, and German Pils. So I'll keep those in rather large quantities. And of course, if somebody wants to get a 55 or 50 pound bag of grain, just let me know. I'll get it in for you. You can come pick it up. Not a problem. We've got a new grain mill. I'm very excited about this. It's very efficient. It'll grind a pound of grain in about 13 seconds. And the nice thing about it is that the crush is absolutely perfect. It'll just give you a really great crush. I used to have a lot of problems with not understanding why I couldn't hit my efficiencies. So I'd brew something and it was supposed to be 1050, let's just say. And it would come out to be 1048 or 1046. And I couldn't figure out why I could never get it right. It's because I didn't have my crush right. This machine's just amazing, and it will knock it out of the park for you. So if you're a local customer, we can handle it for you. If you should order a kit and you want it pre-crushed, I can do that, and I can vacuum seal it up and send it out to you that way as well. That's pretty much the store. On this side of the room is just bulk storage, not very exciting, but the big bags of grain, and when I get in things that I can't control or I can't vacuum up and put on the floor, if I have to open them, I can seal them up and put them in these tubs and keep them nice until I get them on the floor. The other thing that I'm excited about, it's just a little thing, but I got an air purifier for back here. One of the things that homebrew shops have a hard time with is grain dust. Grain dust kind of gets everywhere. So I'm hoping that by using a good high quality HEPA grain filter, I can keep the allergens down, I can keep the dust down, and we can keep the store better looking and better more user friendly. That's pretty much the tour.
Looks great, Steve.
Thanks, James. So come and see me. I'm at the corner of Township and College in Fayetteville. It's 455 East Township Street. The online website is stevesbrewshop.com. It's not up and running yet, but you can go to it and you can join the mailing list right now. So do that. Let me know who you are so that I can let you know when the shop is open, and I'll let you know the day it is. Thanks.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers. Where's my beer?
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and our Basic Brewing Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
I thought it was okay.
Okay, well, let's just do one more time just because
Okay.
I was Mr. Fumble Bunny.
Mr. Fumble Bunny.